What? Yeah. No, I'm behaving myself. No, I'm not playing in abandoned buildings. What? Again? Now, I suppose you had those people follow me again. Fine. Hey, this is Jimmy Pharaoh from Monte the Pharaoh, and I want to thank all our subscribers. We have now passed 14,000 on our YouTube channel. But I want to ask our subscribers to take the next step for us and become a full-fledged member of Monte the Pharaoh. Yeah, that's right, folks. There's 3 different levels to choose from. There's free shirts. There's free autographs. Just check it out and become a member of Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. Later. Alrighty, welcome to Monte and the Pharaoh. Well, welcome to the Pharaoh. My partner is under the weather, but he will return next week. I just wish I had him here to talk to the wonderful folks at home, which he always loves to do, and I always love to hear from. What do we got tonight? Tonight we're going to have a show called Shafted, the wrestlers and stars who deserve the WWE Hall of Fame, but we'll get to that in a moment. Straight out of Ronkonkoma on Long Island, at the borders, the producer Jared. Spidey, what's up, man?
What's up? How's it going?
Oh, how's it going? Well, he's not here. You're over there. I got the Old Testament over here. We're good. We're all good. Everything's fine.
Good to hear.
Yeah. Hanging in there. However, in Mike's absence, we have tonight from ESO Creative, star of, is it The After Show? Am I getting this shit right? God, I hope I'm getting this shit right. Ladies and gentlemen, ESO Creative, Mr. Bruce. What's up, Bruce?
Hey, Jimmy, thanks for that welcome. And, got to wish Mike could get well soon there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, Mike, he'll be better like, I don't know, half an hour.
5 minutes from now?
Yeah, well, I gave him an hour. What are you doing? Give him some time. What the hell? Give him a
He's
little
going to be
time.
knocking on the door in a minute. He's going to be knocking on the door in a minute, taking over.
He's here. Wait a second. All right. So, where do we want to begin? You want to take us through some? Usually, Mike asks me all sorts of ridiculous shit. What do you got for me?
So, well, we got a lot of news to get through tonight. So let's just get right into it. All right. This week, Willis Reed, Hall of Fame center for the New York Knicks, dies at 80. Willis Reed, who dramatically emerged from the locker room minutes before Game 7 of the 1970 NBA Finals to spark the New York Knicks to their first championship and create one of the sport's most enduring examples of playing through pain, died Tuesday at the age of 80.
We have, for those of us who live in New York and for those who are NBA fans, we have lost, well, to Knicks fans, we've lost one of the greatest. He's got to be in the top 3 probably. New York Knicks ever. Spidey, being younger, does not know who Willis Reed is, so I'll really quickly give you a little story, Spidey, and for the folks at home. Basically, the Knicks were looking for a championship. What else is new? They didn't have one. It was 1970. They had been formed in 1946. They were one of the original teams. And they had gotten to the finals. They're in the Game 7. Now, Willis Reed was their center, so if those who grew up with Patrick Ewing at least understand the concept of a dominant big man, Willis Reed was Patrick Ewing before Patrick Ewing, and, of course, Ewing always got criticized for never getting us a ring. Well, Game 7, 1970, Willis Reed is horribly injured, in horrendous pain. He cannot even walk. But yet the trainers take him into the locker room before the game, and from what I heard, The cortisone shot he received was the size of someone's arm. Now, keep in mind it's 1970, so they're still trying to figure this stuff out, Spidey. They take this huge needle, and I think Frazier told the story, the great Walt Frazier, the point guard of that team. They take this huge needle and they stick it in his leg. Now, nobody thought he was going to play. So the warm-ups are there. You've got some of the greatest players in the history on the Lakers. They've already, dominated. And out of the dressing room comes Willis Reed, ready to take shots in warm-up. Now, nobody thought he was playing. So it's almost like, oh, by the way, our Superman is playing tonight. Have you heard? The other team, filled with Hall of Famers, basically froze when they saw him come out on the court. The crowd went insane, and his first jump shot in practice went in, and Madison Square Garden exploded. When the game started, Willis Reed only took 2 shots. Right at the beginning of the game, he took the first 2 shots for his team. 4-0, Knicks are up. They sat him down, and the rest of that team was so inspired that they blew out the great Los Angeles Lakers and won the Knicks' first championship. That's how important Willis Reed was to that team. And then he went on to win a second ring with the Knicks in 1973. We just lost one of the greatest New York Knicks and one of the great centers in the history of this game. Bruce, any thoughts?
Well, in my lifetime, we haven't had any Knicks championships. We had that late '90s run. That was the highlight of my Knicks fandom.
It was great.
Right now, I'm excited at the current team and where it can go.
Should be.
So, but
legend.
I wish I was around back in those days.
True legend. I caught him right at the end of his career because I'm ancient, but he was a true legend. He really was.
So, before I go any further, I think we have a birthday in the chat room that we have to mention.
Oh, wait a second.
You can
see everybody?
I can.
Oh, this is great.
Well,
you can do the
I can go back and forth.
everybody.
I have to go back and forth through the windows, but I can jump back and forth.
Yeah,
and Mike's interacting. Yeah, Mike's interacting in there too.
Mike. Go, Mike.
So,
nice. Very nice.
The first lady of wrestling, Miss Maria Davis.
Of course.
Happy birthday.
Maria's birthday. Wow. If I had known, I would have baked the cake. Wait a minute. I can't even make toast. Happy birthday, Maria. You are the best. The best.
So,
anybody else's birthday?
Not
Anybody's
that I'm aware
wedding
of.
anniversary. What else you got, Bruce?
So, Pat Sajak puts Wheel of Fortune contestant into a unique chokehold on camera. Should Pat Sajak consider a new career in professional wrestling?
What is this?
Yeah. The longtime Wheel of Fortune host showed off his combat chops earlier this week.
Combat chops? Who wrote this? All right, keep going.
By placing a winning contestant into a chokehold, the latest of Sajak's on-air antics to snatch attention online.
Yeah.
Earlier in the episode, which aired Tuesday, the contestant, Fred Jackson, said that he was a drama teacher, bar trivia host, and professional wrestler who gets paid very little and mostly does it for fun.
Yeah, he gets paid very little because Pat Sajak just kicked his ass. What is this? This is terrible. Gives a shit. So what is he going to be at WrestleMania? Pat Sajak versus Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins? What are we talking here?
Yeah, there you go. Hell in the Cell.
This is really news? Very interesting. All right. Let's put a headlock on that one. What else you got?
So, well, it sounds like CM Punk wants back in AEW. CM Punk's future with AEW remains unknown following last year's infamous media scrum tirade and backstage fight with the Elite at All Out 2022. Punk was quickly stripped of his AEW World title and removed from television in the aftermath of that debacle. Dax Hardwood from Fightful Select says that in his recent conversations with Punk has said reading Steve Keirn's book has made him miss wrestling.
Reading Steve Keirn's book. What is wrong with CM Punk? Is he completely psychotic or what? But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. AEW needs CM Punk to come back immediately.
Yeah, they need something there.
Immediately. Because that show is getting worse and worse. It has less and less pizzazz. As far as sexy ratings, it hasn't seen them since, I don't know if it's ever seen them, to be very honest. But Punk was at least getting them over the million mark in a semi-consistent basis. They need him terribly, but he's so psychotic. I mean, what do you mean he read Steve? Oh, I read Steve Kern's book and I'm inspired again. This guy's
Yeah.
a Fruit Loop. He's
Yeah,
a Fruit Loop.
Yeah, he had a tweet out there. It says, "Great story about Gator and Coco fighting in the locker room, and then Lawler drags them into the office the next day, and they squash it. Fascinating." Wonder what that's alluding to.
Yeah, I wonder what that's alluding to. Boy, he really is delusional. I was praying that somehow he would return to WWE. Do you ever see him returning at all with all this nonsense?
Never say never.
So you think it could still happen? Because I would like to see it happen. I would. I would like to see it happen. I really would. What else you got?
So, former WWE champion and pop star wife Alexa Bliss diagnosed with cancer.
Ooh.
WWE superstar Alexa Bliss is on the mend after revealing she was recently diagnosed with skin cancer. Bliss, who has recently been absent from WWE, took to social media to state that she's had some cancerous marks removed and what's coming next for her. Bliss originally announced in a since deleted story that she was treated for skin cancer at the American Skin Institute. When fans on Twitter popped up asking for more details, Bliss was happy to give them. She explained that to one curious fan that it all started with a spot on her face, saying that there was a spot on my face, yes, that had gotten worse. So went to get a biopsy. It was a basal cell carcinoma. During this procedure, the doc found another squamous tumor.
These are big words. Why are you even trying? Found other squamous. What the hell's a squamous?
I'm not sure.
Spider, you know what a squamous is? What's this? This is terrible. I'm not trying to make fun of this. What is it?
No clue.
Oh, excellent. Spidey has no clue either. I don't know what squamous is. But it was a quick and easy procedure, and she's glad she always gets her skin checked. Well, I don't know too much about skin cancer, but I hope that she's okay. This won't affect any timetable of a return. You know anything about that, Bruce, or who knows?
No, I don't think so. I've had family members who have had that, and it's a minor procedure for something major, but yeah, she should be back in action pretty soon.
Now, not to make this, twist this, but I would think that you might say that it was a break because otherwise she would have been written into a script with Bray Wyatt. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would agree. I would say that's true.
You're a big fan of Bray Wyatt, aren't you? And Edge. Those are your two favorite wrestlers, aren't they?
I have nothing against Wyatt or Edge. However, I would like Wyatt to determine: is he going to be a comedy act? Is he going to be spooky? Is he going to be creepy?
He's wrestled once since he came back. What the hell is this? Just a bunch of skits? It's getting old.
So far,
it's getting old. It really is. We got a couple of plugs here. On March 30th, Monte the Pharaoh will have the Pitchman. Mitch Seinfeld, good buddy of the show and an absolutely brilliant mind. A lot of wrestling back in the day. He's done a lot of shit. You gotta check him out, the Pitchman. And I'm going nuts because on May 5th we've got Manny Fernandez and Tommy Rich. What do you think about that one, Bruce? How's that for a double bill?
Yeah, I'm excited. I've never seen a live interview with Manny Fernandez. Looking forward to that. And Tommy Rich, all the interviews I've seen that he's been in with you guys, he's been awesome.
Excellent. I'm actually very nervous about Manny Fernandez, believe it or not. You don't blame me, do you?
No.
I'm actually nervous. I know he's a very intense guy,
So, as you can see, working with me tonight is the star of the show, Jimmy Pharaoh.
Hey, I'm to your right. How do you like that? It says right here, to the right. And as I look at this, it looks like I'm to your right. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, speaking of things we were supposed to do, weren't you guys supposed to interview PG-13 this past weekend?
We were? Were we supposed to? Who's PG-13? Who are you talking about? Oh, those two guys. Yeah, did you show them up there, Spot? Yeah, those two guys. Well, you know something? Mike was, he had business. And unfortunately, I was hearing that Wolfie D was going to punch Mike in the face and Jamie was going to punch me in the face.
Yeah. What are we going to do about that?
What was I going to do about it? Well, it would have been
you're going to cry.
Dude, bad idea. Don't come near me. What are you doing?
Oh, I know.
Are you kidding me?
I know what you did to Marty.
Oh, shit. Where'd you bring that up for? But no, not a good idea, guys. Not a good idea at all. Apparently, it seems that Jamie had some issues too. So I guess they weren't coming this way anyway. Because Jamie
Yep.
wrote, well, I'm stuck in Hershey, Pennsylvania with a flat tire, and I've got no jack. None of these fucking people will let me use a jack, and I offered $50 and still have a flat tire. So now I'm the 5th day on this fucking wrestling bullshit, and so I'm going to go home with no money, and that's the reason I don't fucking do this wrestling bullshit. So I'm sorry to say I will not be in Indy in April or Pigeon Force in May. Don't take it personal. Just understand, I fucking hate the wrestling business, and all it brings, so I'm sorry, but I'm done with anything to do with anything that is related to wrestling. So April in Indy and May in Pigeon Forge, I will not be there, Norton. Nothing personal. It's just fuck this and fuck the wrestling business. It's never brought anything but misery to me. So, as of today, 3/21/23, this moment on, I'm truly done. He's out of here. That's what he wrote. That's what Jamie wrote. So I guess we weren't going to be seeing him anyway. I guess he's not punching anybody in the face, is he?
No. I
Doesn't
just
sound like
I just wanted to I just wanted to meet his wife.
You just wanted? No. You're wrong about that because Mike's got first dibs. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Unbelievable. Hey, what do you think about that when you see Bruce? I got to ask you, you're a big wrestling fan. What do you think about that when you see a letter that's, I got to give him credit. He's honest. Well, what do you think about, his take on all of that?
Which part that
What he
I
just
think-
said. I mean, he's basically saying,
think
fuck
he-
the wrestling business. What do you think? I don't
he'll
blame
be
him.
back in another when he needs his next payday, he'll be back.
I think you kind of nailed it then. See? You do think something. Very good.
So our own Jimmy Farrow and Bart Griggs make up the band Wisteria Hall, and they sing such great songs as In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Comes the Rain. You can find their music on their YouTube page, Spotify, iTunes, and Reverb Nation.
Bart, man. Very good. One of these days I'll go back to the high notes. I can't hit them anymore. Also, Monte and the Pharaoh can be seen on YouTube, Facebook Live, the Monte and the Pharaoh page, Heart Radio, Spotify, Anchor, Twitch TV. Monte and the Pharaoh can also be seen on Channel 115 every Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. and Saturday, 11:30 p.m. Channel 20, Tuesdays, 1 a.m. And don't forget to catch the show on the Intuitive Network. That's IN2. UTIVE network. They've got documentaries, they've got movies, and as their flagship original programming, they bring you the best wrestling show out there, Monte and the Pharaoh. We will be right back with Monte and the Pharaoh proudly present, actually it's Monte and Bruce proudly present, Shafted, the wrestlers and stars who deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. We'll be right back.
Sir,
Ah.
Manscaped.
Uh-huh.
Have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped. What are you thinking about
Love it.
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
So
big-
Manscaped is a
You-
must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to
Oh,
go
I
do
know
the deed
where-
on a
I
woman,
know where
would you
he's
rather
going.
have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Well,
Racing stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start, where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to wander into that.
That's
thought
very
of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that.
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, look
but-
what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it! I found
Have
it!
you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
retro? Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa.
Wow,
Yeah,
like,
I'm 46,
like it
of
pops
course.
out?
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's a
through.
trooper. He's a trooper. Gotta give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven does, Manscaped could help you.
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
but
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break, and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick.
All right, welcome back to Monte and the Pharaoh. My partner is out for the evening, but Bruce from ESO Creative is sitting in. Bruce, let's move on to the next thing we got, which is basically the theme of our show, Shafted, the wrestlers and stars who deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so the Hall of Fame is right around the corner, and there's always debate on who should be in, who shouldn't be in.
Yeah,
and,
like not Stacy Keebler. Yeah, do you
right,
think,
listen,
she's a Hall of Famer? You think she's a Hall of Famer? Go ahead. Insult me. Say
yeah.
yes.
Listen, the most deserving candidate over the last few years has been Queen Charmel.
You douche. Are you kidding me? You are kidding, right? I hate that. That is one of the worst inductions ever. What like Tori Wilson? That's a Hall of Famer too? Stop laughing. It's not funny.
Repo Man's next. The Repo Man.
The Repo Man? They won't put in the better version of him. Why would they put in the Repo Man? Unbelievable. Dude, the Hall of Fame nowadays is feeling like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Sometimes it feels that way to me, at least. Not a fan. But why don't we say you and me, Mr. Bruce, go over some guys and girls who are not in the Hall of Fame. Why don't we bitch? We've got plenty of them we could point out. Why don't you take it away?
Yeah. So why don't we start off? Axe and Smash, Demolition.
You've got to be kidding me.
Here
Don't tell me
comes
this
the
isn't
axe,
personal, guys.
And here comes the Smasher.
The Demolition. Are you serious? This is a joke. This is an absolute joke. Obviously, personal feelings are involved here. It took decades and decades to top their record. Longest reigning tag team champs until the New Day won it. And then the New Day were quickly, the Usos took their place as the longest reigning tag team champions. Demolition was not, you could say, of course, it was created as a response to the Road Warriors, but it wasn't a knockoff of the Road Warriors. That's an insult to Demolition. Basically, you got Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple, or you got Black Sabbath and Deep Purple, whatever way you want to mix it around. You're talking about great and great. Pick your poison. For me, growing up with the WWE, this is my favorite tag team ever. This is the greatest tag team I ever saw. As far as I'm concerned, they're my favorites. My opinion. It's a joke they're not in the Hall of Fame. A joke.
Yeah, it makes absolutely zero sense. The up until recent longest reigning tag team champions, and they held that record for the longest period of time too. I mean, it was what 25 years.
Yeah, it was over a quarter of a century or around thereof. It was forever. It stood the test of time.
They fought the who's who of WWF in the late 80s. They went through everybody.
Yep. They should be in the Hall. It's a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah, and even so, all right. So how about Kevin Sullivan?
Again, I have no clue how this man is not in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if it's a personal thing. I'm not sure what it is. But Kevin Sullivan is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You wouldn't have characters like The Undertaker if it wasn't for this Master of Darkness. This guy was unhinged years before an Undertaker type character.
And was able to reinvent himself too.
Of
You know,
course
into
he
the
was.
Varsity Club.
Of course he
And
was.
one of the great bookers of the time.
Oh, the mind. You know, perhaps it's because he has such an amazing mind and he was a booker that he can't seem to find common ground with. Maybe it's ego, you think, with Vince, Triple H, and a Kevin Sullivan, perhaps?
Yeah, I have no idea. That's another one. Just like Demolition makes zero sense.
Yeah, how can you ignore him? What's the story? It's got to be
The-
personal,
the-
right?
Yeah, the impact on the industry,
Yeah.
all sides.
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing he basically didn't do outside of a world championship, right? I mean, back of the baseball card, but in general, the guy's a Hall of Famer completely. I mean, if you have Jeff Jarrett in the Hall of Fame, which I don't disagree with, by the way, how do you not have a Kevin Sullivan? He's clearly superior in his career to Jeff Jarrett, unless I missed something. I know Jarrett's got all those world titles, but I don't count what Vince Russo wanted. How's that sound?
So, how about the lovely Miss Elizabeth?
Oh, why is this? How is Elizabeth not in the Hall of Fame? Well, what's the issue here? What's the issue? I don't understand this at all. This was, you know, back in the 80s, you could basically sum up the ladies with Cyndi Lauper, Fabulous Moolah, Wendy Richter, Miss Elizabeth. Sure, there's
Yeah.
others. I get it.
Yeah,
You know what I
baby
mean?
doll, but not. There's really it's a handful of
But
women.
Miss Elizabeth was probably a bigger star in her prime than basically anybody I just mentioned. You know,
I mean, I remember it was one of my first wrestling experiences. It was when Randy Savage announced her as his manager with all the other guys in the ring, and then she came down. That was it was awesome. That was I think I was probably like 8 years old.
you think that there was any connection to the bitterness with the Macho Man situation that Elizabeth has always been kept out somehow?
Yeah, it's got to be political.
I don't get it.
Or also the negativity. Don't forget, the WWE doesn't really like the negative things, and how she kind of
Right.
her life kind of
Right.
turned negative and sad towards the end.
Yes. Yeah, I could see it.
So
It's
going
funny
right
how,
along
you
with
know, the lifestyle brings a lot of these tragedies, but they really don't take much responsibility for. Not that they have to, but I mean, you can't penalize these people that much, can you? For falling to the demons that come with the business. I mean, they got to know it exists. I don't understand why Elizabeth was made to wait like this.
well, right alongside of Elizabeth is Lex Luger.
Wow, we're gonna be bitching this whole show. You realize that? Right? We're gonna be bitching,
Yeah.
bitching. I mean, the guy who slammed Yokozuna aboard the the ship. The guy,
The
the guy who
Intrepid,
was
yep,
multiple.
absolutely.
Wasn't this guy in the Four Horsemen? Did I miss something? Yeah. What's going on here? I mean, isn't he a priest now? You got a problem with that too? I thought Shawn Michaels was reborn. Hey, Shawn, get on the phone and call Lex Luger. Since you're so reborn, come on, give the guy a break. Put him in the Hall of Fame. What are you doing?
Yeah, how strong is the back of his baseball card?
Oh, Lex Luger's? It's packed. It's packed. This guy was, I mean, is it fair to say like he was in the top 5 in the business for quite a while?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that span in the '90s.
Yeah.
So
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But we're going to be saying that a lot. After all, these are the people who were shafted from the Pro Wrestling WWE Hall of Fame. Don't say Pro Wrestling. Next.
how
Oh,
about
no, I can't.
Ivan
I just said red.
Koloff?
Here we go. Yeah. Why is Ivan Koloff not in the Hall of Fame? Write an article so I can editorize it and ruin it and take out all your best lines. Because I'm a jerk. Anyway, Ivan Koloff. Well, let's see. Ivan Koloff in 1971, I want to say, turned Madison Square Garden silent because the longest run and longest reign ever in the history of this company, Bruno Sammartino, had just come to an end. with a big knee from the top rope, I do believe. Ivan Koloff, on that moment alone, that's enough for the Hall of Fame. Never mind all the other things Ivan Koloff did over the years in multiple territories. One of the great villains, one of the greatest villains of his generation. He's a landmark. Obviously it was personal. We keep coming back to personal, or you had personal issues in your real life that you don't seem to get in. It's a shame. We did get to see Vince McMahon and Bruno talk and make up, but it's a shame that whatever went on with Ivan was never resolved. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Rant.
Yeah, just as a former world champion alone, I think if you're a former world champion, at some point you should be brought into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially from that era.
I don't know if I'll go that far for every single person who's won the belt. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll say pre-Golden Age.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot fairer to look at those ones that way. Like, hey, Stan the Man Stasiak in? Or do I have to go to the rest of this list? I think he had the belt for like 9 days, but I know what you're saying. It was much harder to win a world title back in the days before cable television. And even in the early days of cable television, it was hard to win the title when Hogan was holding it. So, yeah, Ivan Koloff did an amazing thing that night when he put Bruno's reign to a stop.
How about Crusher Khrushchev?
Nikita or Crusher Khrushchev? Oh, Crusher Khrushchev. Oh, I see what's going on here. What do you think, Bruce?
As that character, no.
Yeah, I don't think so either. No, I agree. Not with that character.
In his other forms, we've already said yes.
Yeah, no, I agree. Not as the Repo Man. What are you talking about? No way. Where's Nikita Koloff? Is he on this list? Because he should be. Anyway.
Yeah, no, he's not on.
How is he not on this list?
No.
He should be. Yeah, never mind. All right, so who's next?
All right. The Masked Superstar.
Okay, I'm going to go with yes. I'm going with yes. People that don't remember Masked Superstar are not remembering. This guy was I'm sorry. Masked Superstar was a Hall of Famer. If you're going to put the great Khali in the Hall of Fame, you are not going to tell me with a straight face that he was superior to the great Masked Superstar. So, yes, I'm declaring that Bill Eadie should be in the Hall of Fame as more than one persona. And I know Mike agrees with me. I know he does. Masked Superstar was main event stuff. And in the territory days, oh, yeah. That
was a little before my time.
I'm telling you. So I'm
gonna have to go back.
You're all gray on Masked Superstar. You don't know what to think.
Yeah, I don't know I haven't really looked at his impact on the industry.
Oh my God. Well, as far as impact on the industry, that might not be so strong. But as far as his main event type presence, that guy was for real. He was very for real.
So how about the Midnight Express?
Oh, stop it. This is ridiculous. I can't. You know what? This is a very irritating show. Mike is almost fortunate. He would have listened to me bitch for an hour straight. A joke. This is a first ballot. There's no discussion here. And they all get in. Condrey, Eaton, and Lane. They're all in. You put them all in, with Jim Cornette. Give me a break. This is one of the greatest tag teams ever and probably in a lot of folks' top 5. Really all depends, what you watched growing up and what you're into. But an absolute disgrace that the Midnight Express are not in. Should be in.
Yeah. Loose Can says he would put Bill Eadie in. Phil DeCesare, Masked Superstar was Hulk Hogan's first title defense.
Yes, Phil. Thank you. Nailed it.
Yeah. John Will says Masked Superstar had a great flying clothesline.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. John Stefanik says Bill Eadie deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, it's good to hear from them. What else? Any other ones? Anybody else throwing anybody out there that we haven't said yet? Then again, we'll get to them probably anyway. We got a pretty big list.
Umaga needs to be in the Hall of Fame from RJ.
Agreed, RJ. Absolutely.
Yeah, Davio says, how about Ken Patera?
Oh, come on. Absolutely, Davio. Davio, absolutely. Ken Patero, what the fuck? There's my first curse. I've been behaving all night, I think. Or is that my second curse? Who's anybody counting out there? Bruce, who's after Midnight Express? Where do we go from
Yeah.
there?
Well, I have one question with the Midnight Express.
Yeah,
Which version
go
do you pull in?
They're all
You know,
going in.
or do you
No, no, no,
all
no,
four
no,
of
no,
them?
no. They're all going in. Stop right there. And
All
I
right,
think anybody who knows. Now, my
okay.
favorite was Condrey
Well-
and Eaton, but Lane was great too. No, they're all in. I'm putting them all in.
So now, my next question:
Yeah.
do you pull Paul Heyman in with that?
No.
You know, because don't forget, he came back with the
No.
original Midnight Express. It was
No.
managing him. Okay.
No. That's a big fat no. No. Cornette with the Midnight Express. Paul Heyman. He can get in on his other shit. He's got plenty of other shit he could get in on. No. Absolutely not. You stay out of this, Heyman. You're just an advocate.
I asked because I was like when I came into wrestling was around that era.
No,
So,
that's cool. But I mean, the Midnight Express is, it's Cornette's vehicle.
So what about the Rougeau brothers?
Wow. I wish Mike was here. I'm on the fence. I want to say, oh God, I don't know what I want to say. This one's got me in a twist. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that one. I'm gonna say that I need to look into that one more. I should have looked into it beforehand, but you know what? I'm gonna say no. People are gonna get mad at me. I'm just gonna go with no, because I don't look at the Rougeau brothers as on the same level that I would the Midnight Express or Demolition. I just don't. I don't. So I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of impact they had in the territory days up in. I know they came from Canada.
They had great careers. It's not that. I just don't think that they were ever that impactful on the card. I know that they are most famous for real fights behind the scenes, but back in those days, we didn't know about that shit. We were just watching what was presented to us. Those guys were not Demolition, or I know not everybody can be. I get that part too, but this is the Hall of Fame we're talking about, and I say no. I say no.
Okay. Next one would be Leaping Lanny Poffo.
All right. Now I'm really going to be depressed because I say no. And that really hurts me because people know that we were, Mike and I were friends with Lanny. There are people in the Hall of Fame, I'll say as a disclaimer, that shouldn't be in already, in my opinion. Matter of fact, Coco Beware slammed my head on this table because I flat out told him I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't think he should be. I'm not always right, but this is my opinion. I looked at Lanny Poffo, and Lanny Poffo was an excellent mid to lower mid-card guy. He was great at his gimmick. He was a wonderful talker. But is that what the Hall of Fame represents? To me, the line has been blurred long ago when it comes to some of the guys that get into the Hall of Fame nowadays, and even back then. I don't agree with it all. I feel like a Hall of Famer should be someone above the regular cut. Macho Man, Hall of Famer. Hulk Hogan, Hall of Famer. Roddy Piper, Hall of Famer. I love you, Lanny Poffo. I really do, and you know I do, because I'm sure you're listening from up there. But I think Lanny himself would tell you, don't put me with those fellas, because I don't think that he belongs with those fellas. And that's no knock on a guy who had an amazing career and did great in this business. But I'm really sorry, but I don't think that he's a Hall of Famer. I feel terrible now. I feel awful. Spidey, give me a pat on the back. I feel bad, man. No, I really do. Any thoughts? You think he's a Hall of Famer, Bruce? You want to bail me out here, or be like you're an asshole, Pharaoh?
I'm on the fence because I'm a little biased towards all the guys in that 84 to 88 era, because that was when I really got into wrestling, and they were larger than life. And I would have given anything to catch one of those Frisbees when he was throwing it into the audience. So I would just say I'm a little biased on that.
All right. So you think he's a Hall of Famer, especially after you've seen the great Khali get in? Because let's face it, if Khali is in, Lanny should go in on a skateboard.
Yeah, but I also think Barry Horowitz and Steve Lombardi should be in there for some of the things that those guys have.
Now that is, what's weird enough, I almost agree with you on that when it comes to Barry Horowitz. But damn, I'm rough. I guess I'm just rough. Who's next at number 11?
We've got King Kong Bundy.
Oh, stop it. WrestleMania 2 main event, King Kong Bundy, superstar, married with children, King Kong Bundy, transcending the business, King Kong Bundy. What
5 count.
have we forgotten something? Have we forgotten something? This guy's going right in to the Hall of Fame. The next guy is looking like S.D. Jones. Special Delivery Jones. What do you think about Special Delivery? You wouldn't have any memories of him, would you?
No, I actually got to see him once up at the Civic Center when I was
really?
with Poughkeepsie Civic Center when I was a kid.
Okay.
I liked S.G. Jones. I actually had one of
Okay.
his figures,
Okay. All right. Well,
but
because
I remember him more as a jobber.
yeah, because Crusher Khrushchev doesn't get in, according to me, and the Rougeau brothers, and even Lanny. No, I'm sorry, SD, you're not going in the hole. You know, he's a hell of a worker, though. I enjoyed the shit out of him. I thought he was great, S.D. Jones. And Tony Atlas screwed up. Otherwise, S.D. Jones would have been a WWE Tag Team Champion, WWF Tag Team Champion, and we might have been having a different discussion right now. I'm not sure.
So next we have Adrian Adonis.
Well, I know if Mike was here, I know what his answer would be. The same as mine. Hall of Famer. Adrian Adonis, Hall of Famer. East-West connection. Came to the Garden and challenged Bob Backlund when he was really cool and awesome. Jared, what is that? What? I wanted a leather jacket picture, and you showed when he got all dolled up like a big, fat, gorgeous George. Way to go there, Jared. Actually, I don't blame Jared at all. That's a great picture of Adrian in the later days. That's an excellent picture. But to me, Adrian with the leather jacket, little leather cap, him and Jesse coming in. You know, he's an AWA legend. Then he kicked ass in WWE. Dude, this guy's the flower shop. Come on. This guy's a Hall of Famer. What are we missing here?
So my main memories are Adrian in the flower shop.
There he is. You see that, Bruce? How cool is that? He's cool. It's the East-West connection. Yep, that's a Hall of Famer. In he goes. All right, the next one. Playboy Buddy Rose. Well, this is a Hall of Famer to me. But, you know, I remember the old days when Buddy Rose came in as a challenger to Bob Backlund, and he was managed by the Grand Wizard. What a great promo guy this was. And you know how people look at Kevin Owens today? Now, Kevin Owens is, you know, he's leaned down a little more nowadays. But when Buddy Rose would come out there with that pot belly of his and then put on a clinic, boy, could Buddy Rose go. Oh, could he go? What a wrestler he was, you know. But then he would talk, and what a talker he was. Playboy Buddy Rose, to me, is a Hall of Famer. Do you know anything about Playboy Buddy Rose?
I got to see some of him and Doug Summers in AWA, but I know that was not the best of his times. I know he wrestled at WrestleMania 1 under the mask, right?
I think
I
that was
forgot
against Tito as the executioner, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yep. Playboy Buddy Rose, to me, is a Hall of Famer, but I'm basing that off the really old school days when Backlund was champion. Who's next, Bruce?
So we got Tommy Wildfire Rich.
Hall
of Fame.
Hall of Fame. What is going on here? NWA champion, albeit for 5 days. This was one of the biggest baby faces of the 1980s. Agreed?
Absolutely.
I mean, look at the kid.
I
mean, come on.
Even being a WWF East Coast guy, you heard of Tommy Wildfire Rich.
Absolutely. It's ridiculous he's not in. But it goes to show, though, that whoever does the voting in or the deciding, probably just deciding who's getting in the Hall of Fame, doesn't give two shits about the old days in a lot of ways. And, you know, it's absurd. We're reading off all these. You know, Lanny Poffo is a Hall of Famer because Stacy Keibler is. So I almost feel like this whole list is like Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. You can't put Stacy Keibler in. I want Lanny in. I take back everything I said. Anyway, I'm serious. What the fuck? Whatever.
So
who's after Tommy? What do you got?
We've got superstar Bill Dundee.
No, because he's Jamie's dad. Next. Next.
Cyndi Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I have no clue what's going on there. You know, a little while back, you know, she, you know, wrote to Mike, and was like, I don't have no issues with WWF, WWE. So I have no clue why Cyndi Lauper is not in the Hall of Fame. There'd be no WrestleMania. There'd be no nothing without her assistance. I mean, the first WrestleMania was launched off the backs of Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, Mr. T, Fabulous Moolah, Cyndi Lauper, Wendy Richter. I mean, you wouldn't, and it came from the men and the women. You wouldn't have anything without this. Cyndi Lauper should be in the Hall of Fame. You put Drew Carey in for one elimination at the Royal Rumble. What are you doing over there? Who makes these choices, Bruce? Who really makes these choices? How is Cyndi Lauper not in?
I have zero idea. Zero idea. Well, it looks RJ is letting us know that Buddy Rose was inducted in 2019, so
way to go,
he
Mike.
shouldn't be on the list there.
Way to go, Mike. He's on the list. Way to go.
Well,
Wait,
Mike actually says.
Wait.
But yeah, Mike said. Mike says, check the list. Rose is on.
Okay.
So
All right.
B40 says, what about Dutch Mantel?
What was that? I missed
What
that.
about B40 says, what about Dutch Mantel?
No, I don't like his hair on his face. No, he looks silly. Absolutely not.
Let's see.
What's the matter, Bruce? You don't know
Next
what to
up-
do with comedy? What's the matter with you?
So how about next? We've got Tito Santana and Rick Martel, Strike Force.
Here I go again.
No,
All right, look, if I'm not putting I can't even say it, the Ragoos in, I'm not putting Strikeforce in. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there.
I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
They both deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but not
Yes.
as that team.
Correct. Correct.
So how about Gurria and Martel?
I wish Mike was here because I'm going to say no. As a tag team, I'm not putting them in the Hall of Fame. Tony Gurria as an individual and an overall body of work, yes. Rick Martel, stop it. He should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. Just for the accomplishments as the model alone. But as his body of work with Tony Gurria as multiple-time tag team champion, yeah. But Gurria and Martel together, that would just be me being partial to my time period I first saw wrestling in. No, I'm not doing it.
So what about the Moondogs?
I'm doing it. I'm putting the Moondogs in. The Moondogs were the next extension of Captain Lou Albano's squad with after Fuji and Saito, I believe. I do think that the Moondogs were Hall of Fame worthy, especially after I saw the Bushwhackers get in. I thought to myself, well, they're not better than the Moondogs. I guess you had to be around during that time period to appreciate them, but the Moondogs were a big problem. They were a big problem if you rooted for good guys. You were like, oh, crap, we're fucked. Here comes the Moondogs. They were a cut below the Samoans, but I do believe they deserve to be remembered and remembered in this fashion. It's interesting. With Gurria and Martel, the tag team, I don't look at them like they must get in because their individual careers are worthy enough to be in the Hall of Fame and to be recognized. It's not so much an issue. With the Moondogs, if you don't acknowledge them as Hall of Famers, you're kind of dismissing because they weren't individual wrestlers, although I will say the Moondogs were good enough that they would get title shots against Bob Backlund at Madison Square Garden as individuals. The Moondogs were pretty damn good. They really were. And I think that they deserve to be in. But that's me.
Yeah, I would agree. They were a lot of fun when I was a little kid.
Yep,
So
they were
how about Missy Hyatt?
Absolutely. And Missy, don't forget to give me a buzz this weekend, please. Because Missy Hyatt is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
So right along with Missy Hyatt. How
She's
about
not getting
Eddie
us
Gilbert?
Suspended, that is. What was that?
Yes. How about Eddie Gilbert?
I believe he should be, but I know, I would love to hear what Mike would say about this. He'd probably say, get the fuck out of here. But I'm not sure. I believe that he should be. I almost believe, like, as far as his career goes, he's not the same, but I kind of look at him the way I look at Brian Pillman. The guy made a lot of noise with very little, as far as, his chances and stuff, if you understand what I'm saying. He was never booked to be a world champion in the big companies, but I feel like he made a lot of noise. The guy was very engaging. He was.
Yeah.
You agree?
I would say no. I would say no, but that's me.
Interesting. Do you have any memories of Eddie Gilbert? Did you get to
I
see
do
any of his...
the little bits and pieces. It's just the overall impact on the industry. I
Boy,
don't
you
think.
keep going back to that. I'll tell you, not everybody can have that, my friend. Not everybody can
Yeah.
have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I
Dolph
know, and they've
Ziggler.
proven that
What
before.
is Dolph Ziggler's impact on the industry? Let's be serious for a second.
Well, yeah, but he crosses over genres. He has made appearances in mainstream media.
Okay. So is Edge. Wasn't he on the Sci-Fi Channel? Do you think that he's impacted the industry the way Hogan did with Rocky 3? I mean,
No.
just because you're
No.
on a TV show does not mean you're in the business. You know what I'm saying? You know?
So why don't we get to the final name on this list?
Okay.
Paul Heyman.
Well, How about that? How's that sound?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's going straight in. Straight the hell in. All right. Well, I tell you what, Spidey, why don't we take a commercial break? And when we get back, we will do head-to-head. What do you think, Spidey? Let's do it. Bruce, we'll see you in a second. The Monte and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah. And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack.
Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
And we are back, and we're going to be doing head-to-head. Bruce, can you handle head-to-head? Have you seen it before? You understand the concept and everything like that?
I do. I do understand the concept, and I think today we're going to be doing Wolfie D versus Jamie Dundee.
Whose idea was this? Gee, I wonder. All right, well, I guess it's up to me to do what I usually do and give you all the categories. So let's get to the basic categories. There's 5 for head-to-head. Category number 1, mic skills. Are you yammering? Are you stammering? Are you keeping me engaged? Or you're just putting me in a rage because you're boring as shit and you got no wit? Yeah. Can you talk to the audience or what? That's mic skills, folks. Category number 2, mat skills. Can you wrestle? Can you flip? Can you drop kick? Can you do stuff in the ring? But do me a favor. No cartwheels, please. Are you a wrestler or are you just AEW? There you go. That's category number 2, mat skills. Category number 3, the it factor. So, what do you think? Bruce, do you have it? You have the it factor? Are you the Hulk Hogan of the after show?
We've got the it factor on the after show.
There you go. Either you engage me or you make me take a big, long sleep. Wasn't there a movie, The Big Sleep? Yeah, don't put me into The Big Sleep. Category number 3, of course, that's what that is. Category number 4, the back of the baseball card. Well, if you're Frankie Williams, it looks like you're shit out of luck. But if you're Macho Man Randy Savage, you got something going on. What's the back of your baseball card? Category number 5, obviously Bruce's favorite, the impact on the industry. What have you done for me? What have you really done to make me talk about you all these years later like my good friend Ivan Koloff? So, what's your indentation? Are you worth being remembered? What'd you do? Impact on the industry. Or we will take 2 of these wrestlers, if that's what you want to call Wolfie D and Jamie Dundee, and we will put them head to head. All right, Take it away, Bruce. Category number 1, mic skills. What do you think?
Let's see. I think I'd give that one to Wolfie D.
Are you high? No, seriously, are you high? What are you smoking
Well,
over there?
from
Are you
my
serious?
experiences with him,
Huh.
I think
Very
he
interesting.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I enjoyed his show. That's more of my experiences with him. I didn't watch those guys wrestle too much, so
Okay. Okay. All right. As far as mic skills go, Jamie Dundee could be taking a dump in his sleep and be better on the microphone than Wolfie. But that's just my opinion. And Jamie's got the gift of gab, just like his dad did. I'm going to, so it looks like we're split. Looks like Bruce is giving the charity vote to Wolfie D. And Jamie Dundee is getting the vote from the Pharaoh. So there's 1-1 somehow. Okay, next one, Matt skills. What do you think, Bruce? I'll be kinder on this one. I'll try.
again, I'm not seeing a lot of their matches. I would say just based on the experiences with his father, I would put Jamie Dundee over Wolfie D.
I will agree with that. I agree with that completely. Jamie Dundee definitely is a chip off the old block, in my opinion. So we've got it 2-1, correct?
That's where we're at. Yep.
Actually, no, we don't, because we're only on category number 2. We actually have, wow, this is weird. We have a draw, and we have 1 for Jamie. All right, next. Category number 3, It Factor.
I would say Jamie Dundee on that one. From my experiences watching the shoot interviews with him, he's a fun dude.
Yep, I agree. He's got a ton of It Factor. Wolfie's kind of like watching paint dry. All right, very good. So Jamie's in the lead, and we go to category number 4, back of the baseball card. Have you done your homework,
Does
Bruce? You probably have it in front of you.
PG-13 have a back of the baseball card?
Way to go, Bruce. I'm going to call this one a draw, pretty much. I think this is a draw. There's really no point, you know. What do you think?
I would agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a draw. All right. Category number 5. Impact
on the industry.
Well,
I don't think Paulie D had any impact, or Wolfie D had any impact on the industry. And Jamie Dundee, just based on his father's legacy, had to have more impact.
Well, I don't think either of them had any impact on the industry. This is another draw. It's just another draw. I guess.
So wait,
Jamie,
so
Jamie wins it on like by a point. We gave it to Jamie.
So just with the last
Jamie.
name.
Yeah.
So use the last name as the determining factor on that, because you have Wolfie just as a D as a last name,
Right.
and then you have Dundee that's actually a legendary name in the industry.
Right.
So
well,
Wolfie's just a D.
Bill's is. I mean, but yeah, it is what it is. So there you go, folks. It's Jamie by an ass hair, but I'm not really sure what we're saying here. Pretty much, you know. Spidey, how we looking on the clock? I got to be honest. When I've got Mike around, I wonder where are we at.
We're
2 minutes over.
We're 2 minutes over.
Yeah.
How dare us keep blabbing like this? That's unbelievable. All right. Well, looks like we made it, Bruce. We went all the way through. We bitched about Hall of Famers. You know.
Did you have any doubt? Of course we got through.
I had no doubt that we would be able to bullshit for an hour. That's for shit sure. Rest in peace, Willis Reed. That absolutely sucks. And are you into football at all, Bruce?
I am. I'm a Jets fan also, so I'm kind of excited.
Okay. Did you hear about Ezekiel Elliott coming today from the Cowboys? What do you think about that? I've already had my arguments with our beloved producer. Go ahead.
We'll see what it brings. I'll just leave it at that.
Right. I have no problem bringing in guys who are professionals right now. I mean, I'm into depth. If Elliott wants to come in and back up Breece Hall, I'm fine with that. So, anyway, Aaron Rodgers, get here as soon as possible. Bruce, I want to thank you for co-hosting with me tonight. My partner will be back next week.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to be back, Mike.
Bruce, give us a quick plug on your show, please.
Hey, listen, we'll be on in about a half hour, and this week we're going to be going over an Inside Wrestling from 1989 featuring the Brainbusters. That should be fun, and pretty soon we're going to be going live. On the first show when we're live, we're going to have the one and only Mike Monty as a guest. I can't wait for that.
Oh, wait a minute. Where am I during this? What's the matter?
I just
You don't like me anymore?
You're more than welcome to come on whenever you want.
Fuck that. I'm busy. I mean, no. I'll give you a buzz. I always give you. Bruce, you kick ass, man. Thank you. Your show kicks ass too. I enjoy it very much. Spidey, thank you for taking us through this together tonight. We made it. We did it. Mike, get well immediately. You've been watching Monte and the Pharaoh. And until next time, later.
Later.
Later.